Beth's right.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Scrapbook Live for April of 2025. I am joined by my friend Alison Day. I am Alice Bull, and we run the membership at scraphappy.org. And I'm super excited because, I was able to get my printer to work. My cameras are working. Even my internet was working this morning. Believe it or not, I did not have to restart. Now, don't let that be a jinx. Just say that's like just such a good omen, right? And I really think that as it has become more sunny and more warm, it is just putting this lightness into my heart right now. So I'm excited about today and to scrapbook a little bit of that. I printed some cute photos with me and one of my friends. We went for lunch the other day and they look almost the same, but there's different expressions. So I'm thinking like maybe something that looks like film strip, maybe. But I also
Mm.
have a cute little picture of me with the adorable jacket that I wore because like I got to go out for lunch with somebody, so I got to like dress up and look cute. So that was a bonus. So I thought maybe I'll try to incorporate those into my page today. And what are you gonna do today, Allison?
Well, I'm gonna keep my photo a secret, but yeah, you know what? I'm gonna keep everything a secret because once
Ooh,
we unpack everything, then I can talk about it. But I do have
okay,
plans.
so fun. Surprises in store.
Yeah.
So we both have a kit from the Scrap Room, and you can find the Flavors of the Month kit at scrap-room.com. And we are going to have a peek through the kit, and then we're going to actually use it. Uh, Donna's like, have you seen all the ducks on the inside of Jeeps? No. This is something I'm missing? Is it like something I'm
Oh, I've seen that. They have them all on their dashboard, like in a line, little rubber ducks. Yeah, it's super
I've got
fun.
my ducks in a row.
That's like the only time you have your ducks in a row, right?
Yeah. How did you know? No, you worked with me long enough to know. Okay, so when I open up this kit, so Allison and I both have the add-on embellishment kit in addition to the main kit. And so with the add-on embellishments, we will have a few extra fun things, but we'll show you what's included in the main kit and what's not. And with the flavors of the month, I love it because you kind of get four little mini kits with all different collections and fun stuff to play with. And like there's so many good collections out there, having a little bit from so many different ones, like 4 times 12, that's 48 or something, if I did my math right. And that means that like that's a lot of different variety that's going into my scrapbooks. And I didn't have to buy like 48 different sets of supplies because let me tell you, I would overshop that stuff like nothing.
I know I've been keeping my old kits in an iris container and it's getting very full. So
I think that means we need to be doing a little more scrapbooking.
I
And
think
thank
so.
goodness, next month we have a load challenge. So we can talk about that later. Actually, we should talk about that later because
Absolutely.
it'll be fun. We have prompts almost finished. Almost finished. I almost had them done yesterday, but then my son's like, Mom, your mom's inviting us to dinner and we have to go. And I'm like, what? I'm still working. Like, I don't know about you. You just don't say no to your mom. And then I'm like, okay. Okay, it's fine. I'll do it tomorrow. But you know what that means? Because I work on it today, I don't have to go to the house in town and strip the floors. That becomes everybody else's job and not mine. So, high five for procrastination.
And well, you're far too pretty today to go strip floors. So
Right? It worked. My hair was like decided not to do the little thing where it goes like that. Like that's magical. Okay. So flavors of the month kit for April. We're gonna start with the Cartabella Secret Garden collection. Okay, I have to move one of your cameras is like
I'll pin that
spotlighted.
one now.
The other is not. I know, like it's like figuring out.
Sorry.
It's
We've
okay.
got to figure out a better system, but
I know. We need you to have something like this eCam or something. Here we go. Let's put this one up. We'll add this spotlight and then I'll click my little thing so you can still see my face way up in the corner, but we're going to show you all the good stuff that's in the kits.
I need Joe to come down and do some tech for me.
Oh man, right? Everybody needs a Joe. When he shows
Yeah.
up, he is amazing. However, in between,
When he shows up, is that the key?
yep, it is. Okay, so you can see there's some embellishments. Maybe we'll look at those in a second, and we'll look at the papers first because they're so pretty and exciting. So
This
this
is such a
first,
beautiful collection.
oh my gosh, like it is a little cream in the background, but it's not like really cream. It's not like yellowy, yellowy. It's a little like it's definitely cream. It's not white, right? But
Yeah.
and generally we know that I have issues with that. Like, give me white backgrounds, like not this cream stuff. But this is pretty. I accept it. But look at how pretty these flowers are. Like just like I like it. That's really pretty. And on the back, we've got like it's almost like a weird polka dot, but made of little polka dots. I don't know. Funny.
Yeah.
Uh, I can't say that I've seen them do like that specific style before.
No, but it's a nice subtle background. So
Oh, so the Ducks Marsh is informed. She says, Jeepers, so like people that are Jeep people, give Duck awards to cool Jeeps.
oh, really?
Things we didn't know. So this
That is
next
so fun.
paper has like cute little birds all over it. Isn't that cute? It's really pretty. Like I love
I'm not
the
a bird person, but I don't mind this paper.
well, they're like songbirds, right? They're like songbirds, not like, something else. My husband is partial to crows. He likes them for some reason, and I'm like, dude, no. So this pink on the background is such a pretty color, and it has
Yeah.
just this little tiny dot pattern on the back. The whole collection, like look at these colors together. Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
And here's
Very
the,
spring.
all right, little detail on the green. And then another beautiful floral. So this one's like the one that's like the floral that's all kind of like intertwined and enmeshed, where this one's just like a little more scattered, right? If you're comparing the florals,
Mm-hmm.
you got more branches and the whole page is a little bit more filled. Yeah, okay, so we looked at all that. So here's your solids. Nice. And then your pretty patterns. And then 2 sheets of natural cardstock from Basil to go with it. And then we've got some add-on. These embellishments are included. These are the included ones. Ooh, we got different sheets. So in our sheets, we got 2 sticker sheets, which vary, and some brads, which also vary. So they've
Oh,
broken
there
up
are more
sticker
breads.
packs to give you a little bit of stuff. Oh, so you got like an alpha, or are they numbers? Are they all numbers?
They're all numbers. Yeah. I swear I had. Oh, I see them. They fell.
Yeah.
I have
Oh, and
brats.
you got the word strips. I love word strips, actually. I love word strips a lot. I use those so easily on pages.
Yeah.
And then some other cute little pieces.
These might be a
Oh,
little harder for me to use. Like a big weeping willow. I don't know.
yeah. I love those trees. There was one in my grandma's neighbor's yard when I was a little kid. And it was like right at the edge of the property, and in between the two there was a little bit of a hill. So as kids would go up and lay underneath the willow tree and then roll down the hill into her yard, like little hot dogs rolling down the hill.
Fun.
Memory unlocked.
Yeah. And
Anyways,
then
I have
my
the
cute
same
little brad.
tree.
Oh, do you? You have the same sheet. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I have the same tree, but then I have all the floor,
Oh, I wish I had all those
right?
flowers.
All the florals, those are lovely. And then some cute little pieces. They're calling them brads, which they're like stick-on
They're the
brads,
adhesive ones. They're stickers.
right? But
Let's
they're
face
also
it.
have like metal, and like these ones here are kind of like pearly, which is cute and stuff.
Oh, I just have
Oh,
three patterns.
okay. So in addition, we have add-on embellishments. I gotta open up my add-on embellishment pack.
I've got mine out.
And pretty easy to see that this is obviously the one that goes with this. And it is the whole 12 by 12 sticker sheet. So you can see all of the different icons. Oh, the collection has some hummingbirds and butterflies. There's florals, a cute little fountain. Yeah, it's the little pretty gates. I don't know, it's
I like all the keys.
ah, the keys. I didn't even notice. See, like all the cute things. There's like there's little bees in here.
And
This would be a
mushrooms.
great Calvin ball kit.
I know, I was just thinking that.
Like think of all the things you could like tag on there for Calvin ball. Anyways, we're off to a good start. I like this first kit a lot. I could see using it too with my little pink jacket that I had. It would look nice with this.
Alice, Joyce is asking a question I think it needs your answer.
Yeah, never heard back that you received my address. Do you want to pop it through to me again, Joyce? It's possible that I missed it. That's that's possible that I missed it. Usually I send it like right after the live so that I don't forget anything. But it's possible that I missed it. And so can you please send me that email again? It's just alice@scraphappy.org. I'll just pop that in the chat for you. Did I type my name right? Oh, I did. Okay, it's good. So there you go. Send it to me again. They have it set aside for you. So sorry that you don't have it yet. You would have already had it by now if that hadn't happened. I try to take care of it right away so it doesn't fail. Okay, the next kit here is Cartabella on the Farm. Make sure I got the right one. We'll set the embellishments aside. So this is a totally different color palette. Like, does it feel fall to you? It feels,
It does a little bit, yeah, with the sunflowers.
yeah, like big flowers, a little bit, almost like a little terracotta harvest gold, but not quite. It's like a lighter versions of those.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got some
Gingham.
gingham. Thank you. I'm like, which one of the plaids is this? This is a gingham and some polka dots. And these are in like the same color palette here.
Yeah, they're very warm red. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like
Ooh,
orangey red, right?
yeah.
Ooh, but I love this plaid on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell I'm feeling like more vibrant colors, so this kind of feels like fresher and brighter. And then the green fits in nice. So if I'm
Mm-hmm.
using these right now, I might sneak a little bit of that floral with this plaid and this green. Oh, it's funny. Look at these cute little trucks. All
They
the,
got a cow and a chicken.
got all the farm animals packed in the back of the truck. Okay, that's cute. Cute.
And
But I really like these two together. That's my big win in these papers. And the Cartabella paper is like their textured paper, so it's heavy and thick and a little bit textured. I really like their Cartabella like papers.
yeah, me too. I was
Two
just
sheets
curious.
of basil white with the textured as well. That's the choice.
I feel like these would go together,
Oh, that's funny. They would.
especially with that plaid.
Yeah, that plaid's tying it all together, right?
Yeah.
I was a little worried when I saw both of those together. Like I was like, that's a lot of color of that color. But I think less of that color, and then I love it a lot more. It's just funny how something throws your perception like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh, we
let's see
got
what's
some
in the
doilies.
embellishment kit. Ooh, doilies. Nice. So in this pack, we've got a third of a pack of ephemera and a fifth of a pack of enamel dots. So I got some dark blue ones that match the darker
They have the same
stripes.
color this time. I have blue as well.
Oh, yours don't look as dark though. They look
Oh,
lighter.
oh, maybe they are.
Mine are almost like a navy.
Yeah, mine are like that mid-tone, like denim blue.
So I've got a couple of doilies and then I've got all the little pieces. Farm life is hog heaven. Fun on the farm. The simple life. Like, I'm ready to hatch some chickies. Like, I mentioned this at the top, I think, before we were recording. So, we should hatch out around Easter, assuming they're actually working. they're in the incubator. I didn't candle them, so I don't know. But, maybe I'll have something farm-like to actually use for that.
What
Or
does it
maybe
mean to
I'll
candle them? Like,
Oh, you actually take the eggs and you pick them up and you shine a flashlight right kind of through the bottom of them, and you can see the veins and you can see the part of the egg that's like where the chick is developing.
oh, to make sure that there's actually an embryo in there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
See,
But
we learn something new every day.
sometimes we do it and sometimes we don't. And just because you see them growing doesn't necessarily mean that they're gonna hatch. There is a definite don't count your chickens till they hatch kind of uh, thing
There's
going
truth to
on.
the saying there.
Right? That saying was made for a reason. And yeah, it's really fun. Sometimes the dark eggs, because we have a lot of different breeds of chickens. They're like heritage types of chickens. So some of them lay darker brown eggs, and those ones can be really hard to candle and actually see. So I don't even worry about it too much. Like, I'll get what I get. Okay, so for this one, it looks like we have the 12 by 12 sticker sheet again as the add-on embellishment. So the other stuff was included, but this one is in the add-on. So you get the little animals, cute little overalls, and some banners and some chickens. Some chickens. I really like these pieces that they always include on the bottom of their strips from
Hmm.
Cartabella and Echo Park. They include these strips at the bottom. I use those a lot actually. So I'd say that's probably my most frequently used piece off of any of those big um sticker sheets.
Um, Erica, are you talking about this paper? She says the big flower paper reminds me of one they did a few years ago with the brown paper bag colored accents.
Oh, yeah, that could be.
I don't remember that collection, but that sounds like a Cartabella kind of
It's
collection.
it's fun when you kind of like can see like the through lines through different years. She's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I hit so in order to sell myself on this collection, next time I want to see it, I put my plaid that I liked in the front.
Ah, that's clever,
So that
actually.
way it's like when I'm digging through my packs, I see the one that I really liked the most in the front, and I'm like, oh, this looks nice. Let's see what's in there. So that's just a little Alice thing that I do, but it might help for anybody that's putting together kits, like whether you're playing along with the counterfeit kit club and building your own kits, or you just do it anyways on your own. Kind of fun. Photoplay This Happy Life. So this is our next one. Really fun. There's lots of colors in this one.
Hmm. So this is interesting. This is like matte finish. It's not your typical smooth sticker finish.
Yeah, not shiny.
Yeah, I like that. Yes, happy colors. Definitely happy colors. This is my color palette. I love this.
So then it kind of makes me wish that they had done more things that you could write on. So like empty labels, like little
Yeah,
things like this where you could write because it's going to be so easy to write on them. I'm like, give me that chance instead of filling them all
absolutely.
in. So that would be good. I don't like this yellow though. I'm just gonna say
It is a
that's
bit kind of acid yellow, isn't it? Yeah,
yeah.
not my favorite.
But that's included. So the whole sheet is included. But like it would end up on my page, and because I wouldn't emphasize the yellow, it would be there and it's not a big deal. So I can get over that. But just by the cuteness of how cute their butterflies are,
Yeah.
look at how cute they are.
I just like all the icons. So like the pens in the cup and the
Yeah.
Stanley Cup.
Well, and like look at their banner. Their banner looks like little pieces of
Yeah,
scrap paper.
yeah, no, that's
You
fun.
see? Is that scrapbook paper, right?
Yeah,
Like, that's cute. Okay, and so this first floral, I definitely noticed that yellow a lot, but
yeah.
I think the flowers are actually really pretty on this one. So we have pretty flowers. And then we've got yellow on does it seem
It
less shocking here? Like when it's
it
all in one
does.
sheet?
Well, I think it might be the addition of that little sort of, I don't know if it's pink or orange polka dot. I think that kind of
Pinky
tones it
dots.
down.
Yeah, little pinky dots in there. Oh, but this is super cute. These
Yeah,
little
that
tiny
is.
hearts. That's a very usable paper. They're little mini hearts, and some of them are filled in, and then some of them are just sketchy and open. And then we've got a plaid. It's not my favorite plaid. I'm gonna
It's
get
not
it
my favorite plaid either,
there.
which is fine because then, I don't feel bad about using the whole sheet of that side.
Exactly, right? It's like when they put both of your favorite papers on the same one, I'm like, I'm a little choked. Couldn't you put it on that ugly one?
Right?
I really like this one. And I've got this diagonal stripe. I like this paper actually.
Yeah.
So it looks a little faded, right? It has a little faded effect. This whole collection actually has a little softer, slightly faded effect. So I don't know if you
Yeah.
can kind of see it. You can actually see it in the texture, the way that they've achieved that faded effect on the stripe. But oh, I really like that stripe. Oh, and look at it with the green matting the background. Okay. Yeah, I
Oh,
like the diagonal stripe. And then we've got a nice little plain floral for the background.
and
Two
some green
sheets of
cardstock.
two sheets of green cardstock. And yeah, so with this, I definitely say those little tiny hearts. They're adorable. So cute. And we should look, so we got the 12 by 12 sheet. So now it's like extra embellishments. What's in my add-on kit? And we actually have a the add-on kit. It is a half pack of photo play ephemera, so half a pack. So they've taken this and split it up so that we get a little sampling. So now I wonder, like, did we get similar things?
No, we got very different things.
We did.
So I think you got the other half of the pack.
Obviously. Well, that would make it easier if you're just like saying you get this side, you get this side, this side, this side. And the
Right.
fact that we accidentally ended up with different ones, like that's pretty good.
I like
Cute.
your tags.
Miss you so much. Thinking of you. Good coffee, good mood, good day. That's right. Cheers to that.
I like this one. Everything is figure outable.
There's an online business trainer that uses that kind of as her motto, Marie Forleo, if anybody ever is
Oh, right.
watching.
That's where I've heard it
Yeah.
before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like that is her phrase. She said that for years actually. Yeah, and then yeah, cute little
I liked your tags
pieces.
there.
Yeah, these are good. Nice little pieces. Okay, let's put this back. One more kit, and then we actually start the scrapbooking part. But I think looking at the stuff is almost as fun. And sometimes when the scrapbooking gets difficult, it's more fun.
We can't look at stuff all day, though. We actually have to use it.
Right? I know.
Marcia said that was good for Easter picks. Yeah,
Oh yeah, very
it's a
much.
good Easter palette. That
Especially
one
with
and the very
the
first one we did.
plaid in there. So this one is the Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Flower Shop. And that's like PPE, right? Shop. That makes it look much more fancy. So we got some embellishments. I'll set those aside. But the first paper here, I like it. I don't know that I love like bingo letters being so predominantly like focused on that page, but that would be a great place for me to add my own extra embellishments over top of.
Yeah, I was just thinking that actually. You
Like
could totally
if
just
if I
embellish over
had
that.
some of the numbers on the bingo card, I would like that. Sure, sticking out, that's cute. But with the big word bingo, I'm like, unless I'm going to bingo, I probably don't want to see that on my page. Anybody else, do you think that way about stuff like that? Or Alice overthinks it too much and yeah, that's a problem.
I actually admire people that can just use stuff like this and not overthink it. So I'm with you.
But we see that during Calvin Ball, right? People are just like, oh yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's cute. So they've done one of their like ephemera, like memorabilia, ephemera kind of collections on the back, which is really cool. Like the way they layer in all the pieces and stuff. They're
Hmm.
never my first paper to use, but I find them to be very interesting. But it's never one like, oh my gosh, I just have to use this. But that's okay because they put it on the back of this one and I know I would use this. So thank you, Simple Stories. Thank you. And then this one is a pretty little floral. I like the colors in this collection a lot. Like I'm feeling that spring Eastery vibe with this for sure.
Yeah, I like how they've backed this in that blue. That's kind of unusual.
Right. And then the blue itself has different shades into it.
Yeah,
You can see like they've kind of like watercolor affected on the background too.
yeah,
So if you're not a person that likes mixed media, you just pick papers that have that effect on them and you get like all that bonus without having to deal with any of the inconsistencies, messes, unsure outcomes. I think that having stuff pre-done for you can be handy.
definitely.
So this one is like a cut apart sheet, but at first effect, like when I flipped it over, I'm like, is that a cut apart sheet? Like it totally is. But you can see all the fun little pieces, right? Like the little thing for listing your favorite things. Too bad they spelled it wrong.
Yeah, yeah. We can't all be perfect, Alice.
Or American. I can't be American. Favorite needs a U, just to all design collector collections. Give us options. Yeah, so then we've got more of the little ephemera pieces that we've seen throughout the collection with some of the tags. Cute, cute. Oh, this is fun. So you've got all of the little windows, the little, not windows, Polaroids, all the little Polaroids on this one. And I think this could be fun because like you can definitely just use it as on paper. You could chop them into different pieces and use them differently because they've left the lines somewhat
Very
simple,
important.
right? And then so if you just wanted to like use one piece as your like little for taking notes, right? Like for as a little note card, you could totally do that. We lost something with your
Sorry, somebody tried to call me and it just messed everything up.
people. Gee, don't we know they know we're busy?
Well, we're in an election cycle, so let's
Oh
just
gosh,
robocall
that's
all the people.
right. It's like, how did I get
16
on this
times a
list?
day.
Take me off of the list. Anyways, this it's kind of cute, right? And I think like, being able to chop them into pieces gives you a lot of versatility with that.
Yeah, I really like
Mhm.
this page.
It's interesting because they've gone with like a brown paper.
Hmm.
It has like all the little color dots on it. See how cute that is? And it's just such a nice like grounding piece to this collection, actually. Like putting that with this, I like that a lot. So I will say that since they started doing these simple vintage collections, almost every single one has been something that I'm like, oh, I can't wait to use that. Like every single one. Like there was a couple that with even where they're like using colors more outside of your palette, and I'm still like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to use that. Like they really hit the nail on the head, and thank goodness like they saw that and they've kept going with that. So I think that's kind of great. Two sheets of Fig Swirl cardstock. I think it's just like slightly not white, right? Like the Fig Swirl
Yeah,
is just like
it's
a hint of
like a
gray.
yeah, a tiny bit gray, I was gonna say. Yeah.
To kind of offset with that, which is nice because like all of their white embellishments are quite like almost like they've been a little distressed or they have like a little bit of color wash on them or something. So even if you're looking at something like this little thing, it's not really white. It looks white, but it's not really white. So it goes really nice with that Fig Swirl. So just kudos to the Scrap Room for putting together great kits in the way that they curate their collection. By choosing this, that was a great one. And Marcia says this collection is my favorite. Um,
Yeah, it's pretty.
and here we go. We've got some embellishments, some bread, so a variety. Mine says happy day. Cute.
Oh, I've got the pictures again.
Oh, cute.
I don't think you can really see that. One says bliss.
Bliss. I got a hello and lots of little tags and pieces. You are my, I don't know that I have the word to go with that.
Well, I have a giant U and then I have this thinking of. So I'm like, oh, thinking of you. These are
You
really
my
pretty though.
happiness. I could do happiness. Yeah, lots of nice little pieces in there. That's cute. It says that it's a quarter pack of an ephemera. So somebody else has the word sunshine, right? They must.
Yeah,
I'm predicting you are my sunshine.
that's a
Anybody
quarter
else?
pack. That's a big embellishment pack.
Yeah. So yeah, if this is a quarter, and that's why I like this, right? If I bought that whole pack, I would never use that. Let's be real. I would be like, oh, shiny other kit over here that I have to play with. You're shocked, right? I know. And then in our add-on embellishments for this one, it is a half pack of the Simple Stories foam stickers. So I got the part with the word beautiful. Oh, you got the same one. So we both got the same half pack of this one. Life, day, sunshine, and blue skies, today and beautiful, grow, favorite, blissful, memories, I pick you. So you are my sunshine and blue skies.
Yeah, maybe.
There we go. I found myself a title. Yeah, beautiful collection and really pretty. Throw some of these pieces in. So now we got to hear about your plans. What are you
Okay,
scrapbooking today? I know that you've been planning this. I'm like, oh,
I
this is
have.
so good.
So, our lovely Scrap Happy instructor, Sarah Scraps, posted something in the, so the Cherry on Top group or something like that. And as soon as I saw her layout, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to recreate that. And then I might have sneaked a peek at the collections in this kit, and we have some of the same papers. So I plan to scrap lift Sarah's layout. Here it is. I love it's a half and half composition, and I love how she's just filled this half with stickers and stamps and little bits of it. She's got some acrylic pieces. I don't think I have any acrylic pieces in my stash, but I've probably got some wood veneer and all sorts of things. So I get to go stash diving, which is kind of fun. But this sticker sheet that we got with the Simple Stories kit will work. And then obviously I've got the same collection here that Sarah's used. And then I thought I would use a picture of the Scrap Happier podcast little.
Okay, well, that's why you left it as a surprise.
Uh, so yeah, and I get to talk about just what's happening like right now, like what's exciting me, what I'm getting up to, what defines me, I guess. So, and I love that this one, the photoplay sticker sheet has all these icons like the scrapbooking paper. I love the little cup with the pencils in it. I do not have a Stanley water bottle, so that one might not make it on there, but so I'm excited.
It needs to look like more like a scrap happy water bottle because you use all the
Yes.
time so consistently. I'm like, where's it's over
This
by
one?
the sink. That's what happened. Is like
This
I was gonna wash it by
one?
hand, so it hasn't been done. I just need to throw it in my dishwasher. That's what I need to do.
There we go. So that's my plan.
Awesome. I love it. That's really beautiful. I add the spotlight here. I have these pictures that I showed you guys from the top of me and my friend when we went out for lunch and me with my cute little jacket that I was feeling all the feels. I had to spend probably half an hour steaming that jacket when I got it. So I was really happy that it didn't turn into a big wrinkly mess the first time I wore it. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm really undecided. That last collection would totally work. Um,
Well, the pink works with your jacket.
right? It's like, oh yes, that will be perfect. We had other collections too that I thought were good. I actually was really feeling that first one that we saw. Like I
Yeah.
I think every time I want to pick the simple stories, and so then I'm like, but what else could I do? Because I love it so much, right? Like that's a problem when you're like obsessed with a kit. So, yeah, I think oh, but then I liked those little hearts too.
Oh, we could use the same collection and go two very different ways with it.
Wouldn't that be funny? Like we've done that a couple times. I think I'm gonna go with this first one. I think this just drew okay, like hold on. It had some pink paper. Let me look at the papers again really fast. Oh yeah, it had all those pretty patterns that I loved.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna
I just
present
wanted,
my photos differently because normally I'm just lazy and I print my photos a little small, leaving a matte when I print them, but that white is gonna stand out like crazy on that. So
yeah. I wanted to point out that when you get the subscribe to the Scrap Room kits, you also get a monthly cut file, which I've done on Scrapbook Live in the past, but not today because the last time my silhouette just ate everything. So it's in timeout until it decides to behave. But that is the cut file for this month. And then my printer didn't print these very well, but that's the sketch. It just
I
it cut it off. Like, really, printer, come on now.
know.
And then there's always the Freaky Fast Friday formula, which is kind of like a challengey sort of thing. So
Right.
those are extras.
That are included. And then on their blog and stuff, they also, like on their site, they have a team of people that are creating using the kits. So if you're ever like, oh, I don't know, what could I do with this thing? Somebody has already solved that problem for you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just such a good thing. And shout out to Rochelle for doing what she does and being so supportive of what we do because when I talked with her about doing these initially, I'm like, well, being up in Canada, by the time you would send me a kit normally, it would be way too late. Like, you wouldn't have the opportunity to buy it because they sell out a lot, right? Like they sell out their kits. Um, so in order to make it so that it's a current collection, the actual kit of the month, she sends her out to us at the same time she sends them out to her design team. So we are getting the design team royal treatment, and I'm super grateful of that. And just for total clarity, we buy our kits, and then she sponsors a free giveaway, which we'll do close to the top of the hour. I usually like to do it when I'm talked, but I've talked a lot today. So give us a little bit longer. Give us a few extra minutes. Let us get some scrapbooking in before we do the draw. Okay. So that's the plan. We're gonna scrapbook our little hearts out now. And that page, when you said, "Oh, I'm inspired by Sarah's page," you explained what it was. I'm like, "Oh, that sounds like this one class that she did for us in our Scrap Happy." And
I
I
went back and watched those.
like it was the first one, right? Like the one in like 2020.
2021, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So she had done this page that was a split that had all of the little pieces with stickers on the side, and she talked about like using up your sticker collections and stuff like that. And I I loved it because for me it was just like such a um it was a throwback to looking at using up the products in a different way, but also reminiscent of other pages I'd made because I had made a page like that with stamps where I stamped all words down the one side of the page, but I didn't think of doing the same with stickers. And so then after that, I have used stickers like more playfully. Um, as a big block design element. I think that's how my brain thinks about it now. It's like a little tiny sticker does not have to hang out by itself. It just can gather up all its little buddies and hang out like a big block together. And I think that's kind of a fun just take on it.
Hmm. Well, I liked how she put them all on a strip, basically, and then you could move that strip wherever you needed it.
Yeah.
All right.
But
I
I
think I
tell you,
forgot.
like figuring out like the layout of all of the little pieces and how you kind of get them to connect, like it makes me think about the scrapbook designers when they're designing some of the papers. I'm like, there is an art to that.
Yeah.
So, but then we talked about some of the tricks. And so, as you make your page, like, and you start putting together that collection of like the pieces, um, recommendations, it's like start with the big pieces first, because otherwise they don't squish in later, right? And start, kind of work the big to small in the way that you're applying the stuff. Yeah, just little pieces like that. I don't know. It's good.
Mhm. I'm even going to use some, ooh, washi. I am scrap lifting her.
Washi tape in a
I
scrapbook.
know. What is that? Oh, that's cute.
My poor unloved washi tape. It's like she bought us and then she neglected us. I'm like, well, you decided not to come off the roll and I took offense.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, I gotta pick one. Maybe I can get some opinions from people.
Oh, yeah. You ask, they will answer.
I
Promise.
know. Oh, well, that one's not going to come off the roll, so that one might not be the winner.
So Joyce is asking if you print your own pictures or who do you use for printing? I definitely print myself at home. I have an Epson EcoTank 20, no, 38 something, 3850, an Epson EcoTank 3850, and getting the settings set up is a little bit annoying because I wasted a lot of papers in getting the print settings. Once you have your print settings, they're wonderful. Okay, Allison needs a vote. She needs a vote. What do you want to know?
Okay, so we got this. This is kind of a fun one. I didn't realize it was scalloped like that. That's fun. So green scallop. We got gold glitter. We've got this peach that says "Love this." Got like a purpley magenta-y kind of color that also says "Love this." This blue one, which may not come off the roll, so that might have to go out. And then this mint with gold stars. What do we think, everyone?
I love two or three of them.
Yeah, I know.
And
I
and
can layer. We can layer it up.
I'm saying that because I think you could layer them,
Yeah,
but I
I
think
like
that
that wavy
the
green one.
star is the wavy green one, is in my opinion. That scallopy one is really cool. But I love that first one that you applied down the line, like with the
This one?
burgundy-ish or
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I
wavy
think
green is definitely taking it. Should be a
yeah.
darker dividing line. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I
And I
think it
think
is a Chamel one, actually, the purple one. Okay.
there we go. I like that one. I still like the purple one and I like the little peach one a little bit too. So, if I was picking them, I would see if I could incorporate all three, but like you don't have to. You
Well,
can
I think we're
choose.
gonna try and incorporate these two at least. So I'll leave the peach one out just in case. You never know. We're trying to put a whole ton of crap on this page,
Erica
right?
likes the purple Chamel looking one. Kathleen said green or purple. I love this. Amy
Yeah.
says it should be a darker dividing line. Purple or the scallop said one. Donna said purple. Joyce said green. The wavy green was Lisa's favorite. I'm not totally reading these out of order, so if I've missed somebody. Green scallop from Sharon, green or blue from Amy. Beth said she likes the two with the love this. That's like repetitive little bits too. Yeah, you had a lot of good options. Deborah had said purple. So
I'm shocked that I had that many good options in my stash. I got rid of a lot of my washi tape, so because I just don't use it. So I thought, why am I hoarding all this washi tape?
well, that's very practical of you.
Yeah, every now and then.
But you've been working on like some organizing of your crafty space, right? Like
Mhm.
that's one of your things you've been working on. You've had some blog posts on the Scrap Happy blog, which go to scraphappy.org and check out the blog and the thing. Claire is here today. She's also doing posts on the blog. Alison does some posts on the blog. Am I missing anybody else? Is there anyone else that's here from our team? Um, I don't think so. If I've missed you, be like, hey, I'm here. But yeah, we have a whole team that has been putting up different inspiration. And so one of the things we talked about this year was our clutter bug styles, because I started like doing this kind of decluttering of my house, trying to get things under control. You know, when everything around is in chaos, then it's hard to kind of step out of that. But getting my life in control, I found like some really great YouTubers, and one of them was the Clutterbug website, Cass from Clutterbug. And yeah, just lots of her she has this personality test, which ooh, I love. Um yeah, and so I think that sharing the like seeing what people are doing um in their spaces to kind of like gain control and have them in a way that is super functional, I really love. And I think some people just think about things differently, right? I think we all know that. If you've been married, you know that.
Yep.
Just dropping that little truth bomb out there. Right? And um it's interesting with her personality types. She talks about that according to your clutter bug type. So she assigns you a bug type. There's a quiz on the clutter bug. I think it's clutterbug.ca website, but just type
And
clutterbug quiz. It shows up on.
clutterbug.me, I believe it is.
Is it .me? Okay.
We'll
Yeah.
find the link.
Oh, well, thank you. I didn't want to interrupt your scrapbooking. I'm like, people can do a quick Google search. It'd be fine. But,
Well,
but
it's probably in my history, right? Sure enough, there it
oh,
is.
yes. Yeah. And so doing that quiz, like not only did I realize, okay, well, yes, this so I'm a cricket for anybody that's done the test. I'm a cricket. I want closed storage and I want it to be really detailed and organized inside. Like not just like, okay, that's where the pens are. I want them to be in special orders. That and so apparently what happens when a cricket isn't like has stuff that they haven't dealt with, they pile it up and I'm like, that explains like every single pile. It's like, oh, I haven't done that pile yet. I haven't got to this pile yet. I haven't like it's so like it was like literally she plucked those words out of my mouth and popped them onto her like into her videos and onto her stuff. And I was like, yes, that's exactly what it is. And so that really resonated, but like obviously I knew my husband is not the same. He is not the same. And like I haven't gotten to do the test. I totally should. He always like rolls his eyes and he's like, fine, whatever, and then he'll do them, right? So he'll humor me. Um, we've done different personality ones. And so but just like looking at him, the way that he does the stuff, it's like, yeah, okay, well, he might be a lady, he might be a butterfly, which is kind of like the opposite of a cricket, and it kind of explains a lot of the places where it's like my frustration meets his. 'Cause he's like, just, like leave the cupboard doors open. Who cares? And it's like, if it has a door, it should get closed. So,
Yeah, I feel that way too. And I don't know if anyone else's husband does this, but when mine empties the dishwasher or makes himself food or like does anything in the kitchen, even if he's grabbing his lunch kit, like his, you know, I can't think of the word, but lunch bag, whatever, to take to the office, he leaves the cupboard door open. So I walk into the kitchen and there are all the doors open, the drawers are open. I'm like, open cupboard, take out bowl, close cupboard. It's not hard. Apparently it is hard.
so My husband used to leave me Easter egg hunts. He would help by emptying the dishwasher, but then everything was an Easter egg hunt. And I'm like, oh my God, you knew where to look for it in the first place. Well, how come you don't know where it goes? And
Finding it and putting it away are two different brain
yes.
functions.
So I was like, okay, well, obviously this needs help. So some things are easy to label, right? Some things are super easy to label. Like this is the bowls, this is the whatever. Like some things makes like are easy to interpret, right? Forks and knives and all that stuff, that's easy. It comes down to like the weird things in your kitchen, like serving bowls or like this one dish that he wants every time when he makes his French toast or whatever, right? Because that's one's the right shape to like soak the bread in or whatever. But anyways, I took pictures of those things because like labels just weren't going to cut it. I would need like a paragraph to explain what that dish was, and like nobody would read it. So I took pictures of the things on the shelf, and then I taped that inside the cupboard door. And I tell you, if anybody has had this problem, you're welcome, because it's awesome, it's brilliant, and it works. Because they can look at the picture and they can match it like kindergarten. It's awesome. So just so you know.
So I dove into my scrap room stash for some light blue. Look, St. Patrick's Day on one
St.
side,
Patrick's Day stuff is
rain on the
coming up.
other.
Oh, I
Trying to
had
embrace that yellow, but I just don't think I can.
Bonnie says, sounds like my hubby. Door's always open. Favorite dish. Yeah. He hated our dishes. I had some stoneware dishes that matched this cup. Like, and he hated it. He's like, they're heavy, they don't stack right, blah blah blah. And so I finally just broke down and we got like bowls that were Corelle. And he's like, oh, and they were no good for cereal because your milk got too warm.
In the bowl?
In the bowl. The bowl would transfer too much warmth and warm up the milk for the cereal. So, so
Okay.
anyways, we got Corel. I decided it wasn't going to be the hill that I die on. I get my own way in lots of ways, but this was going to be my concession. And like I don't mind it. They do stack better. They fit in the dishwasher better. All of those things are true. I just thought they were really pretty, okay? Like I liked them because they were pretty. But
Well,
yeah.
my middle daughter is home now for the summer from university, and I don't know if anyone else notices this when kids come home that have been away for a while, but suddenly different dishes and utensils seem to go out of stock all the time. So now we can never find bowls or forks.
Oh, forks. Yeah, at our house it's little spoons. And growing up, there was a hard and fast rule that the little spoons were not to leave this house. They were not allowed to go in lunches. They weren't allowed to go in cars. They weren't allowed to leave this house because little spoons like to leave and never return. And I'm
Yeah.
like, no, that's not happening. And so I always had plastic ones ready at the waiting for the kids to take in their lunches or whatever. It's like, don't dare take a real spoon. Well, somebody as adult has decided they've broken this rule because I counted the other day and there was 9. I had every dish that I could scour in my house clean. 9, not 12. And actually, I think I might even have a set of 16. I didn't even count to check and see if there was supposed to be 12 or 16, but like there was only 9. 9 was not the right answer. I'm like, oh, people.
Okay. I gotta make some decisions now. I might just leave that. I wanted to put a bunch of mats behind this photo, but I think I might just leave it with one. What I might just do. I think I need to start on this side because that side's probably going to take me quite some time.
out on all of those little birds.
How about we just stick that whole sticker sheet right there? There we go. Done.
It kind of looks beautiful. I would not judge you if you did that. Like, seriously, I wouldn't judge. I'd be like,
No,
actually, that's
layout
gorgeous.
finished.
Like I said, like those designers had to think about how to fit those all together on there. Somebody sat there on their computer moving that little file around just until they like nestled in together. This
Right.
the pink paper that I'm using right now is the one from, it's the Sweet Garden from Cartabella. Oh no, Secret Garden, sorry. Secret, have to read. Secret Garden from Cartabella. It was the first one he had opened today.
I mean, the way Sarah did it, she just made it look so easy, and it's probably going to take me 16 years to get this looking right. So
I decided I want to trim this differently now that I've seen it on my page.
let's pull out some. Oh, I have to show you this, guys. This was one of my organization hacks. This is a Lazy Susan. It's clear. It's got all these like compartments, and I have fit so much crap in here. But I love it because it sits right off my desk, just right off camera here, and then I can just spin it and find everything that I need. That was a Michael's find, if anyone's curious.
A lot of things that are designed for like kitchens or um nail polish and stuff like that sometimes. Actually,
Yeah,
I used a kitchen spice rack rotator to put my pretty nail polishes. Like, you got the other ones that just like don't match, but I had this one set that matched. I put it on a rotating thing, and that was really cute. But it's like very out there in my space, and I find that a little like it's too much. I'm looking at too many things. I don't mind looking at a couple pretty things, but not too many things. So, but that's been helpful knowing that you can match it to the way that you think about stuff, right? In order to
yeah.
meet your kind of style. Because you're a bee, right?
I am a bee, yes. So I kind of need to see everything, but it has to be hyper organized.
Right.
And I had a lot of the stuff that's in my Lazy Susan now was in like baskets like this, so that I have my washi tape in. And while you think that would work, it wasn't working for me because then I couldn't see it and access it easily. I had to like dig through it, and I hate digging through things. So yes. Okay. I'm gonna take half an hour and ink everything.
Okay. I'm gonna cut this little piece out first that I'm doing, and then I'm going to um do our draw so that
Ah,
somebody,
yes, we are at the top of the hour.
well, we it's like a flexible moment. Often I've kind of like got something accomplished by now. I'm feeling slightly under accomplished today, but I had to map my photos and I usually don't have to even do that. So
Yeah, you and me both. Well, let's do the draw, and then maybe that person can actually get their kit this month. Alice.
I know. I have been so much better. I have really been working on that and try to do it like right at the end. So I'm so sorry that I let Joyce down with that. Like all the
Well, I'll just add that to my list of things to harp on
talking
with
about.
you. Yeah.
Like, and I make sure like I write the thing and then I'll check mark that I've done it. So, and then I write it into my notebook too. So I'm like, haha, I did it. I like tracking things apparently. Like that's actually a good thing to learn about myself. Like tracking actually is very successful because it's like, oh, I want I want it to be overly complicated apparently for my
Well,
creativity.
don't ask me where the study is because I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's like a scientific fact that crossing things off a list is good for your soul. And so I will often write down things that I've already done just so that I can cross them off my list and make myself feel better.
See, look how cute this looks with that little green border
Oh,
around
I
it.
love that.
Yeah. And then I'm going to turn this into a banner, I think. So that'll be a little banner to hold my stuff. And then I can do like a little something for maybe steal one of those doilies that was, oh no, they're really white. Maybe not. That might be.
Always ink one.
Oh, that's a good idea. Because I'm like, oh, that white doily, no, that would be terrible. So I might ink one, and then I could use the doily on here that I would steal from the other collection. So yeah, that would be perfect. Thank you. It's like, I'm like, definitely not white. It will look bad. Okay. Okay, so let's do the draw. Let me pull up my random number generator and then we'll look at all the stuff that we got to fill in here. Random number generator. Okay. Ooh, we got 43 in the house, but one is me and two are you. So that makes just 40. But 40 is good. We are having a good day.
All
Hanging out.
right.
Okay. Oh, I can hold it to this one. So I'm going to hit the generate button. 20. Oh, it likes me counting. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Kathy Lickenbrock, you are our winner today. Congratulations. I saw her commenting earlier, so pretty sure she's here. Congratulations. She says, oh.
Congrats.
So I start by writing this down on here. And then I will give you my email in here so that you can send this to me and I can send both yours and Joyce's just in case I missed it. I'll have to look and see if I didn't check mark that because I only check mark it once I've done it. But congratulations to Kathy. So, Kathy, you will receive this whole Flavors of the Month kit, just like what we had, without the add-on embellishments. So, if you want the add-on embellishments pack, you gotta like talk to them and arrange that for yourself. But you'll get the whole kit shipped out to you, and you will get like all four of those little mini collections. This secret garden collection that I'm working with, the photo play, this happy life that Alison is working with, the Cartabellas on the farm, the simple stories, simple vintage shop one, flower shop one, that one as well. So all four of those collections as their mini kits that are curated. They're gorgeous. They're gorgeous, right? Everybody, we saw that. And yeah, it's hard to choose because they're so lovely. So congratulations to Kathy. I think you're going to very much enjoy it. I've heard very good reviews from some of our winners, right? Like showing up means better chances. And we've had lots of excited people to get their kit and say, wow, like that's such a fun, like it's just so easy to work with, right? Like I have all the things. And Allison mixes things up a lot more than I do. I often just be like, cool, the kit's all like right in front of me, one and done. I pull random things like maybe alpha letters or something to work on with it, but I often just work within the confines of that kit without feeling constrained. Like if I think of something I need, like I'll go grab it. It's not like there's any rules here, but I find it to be like everything I need to make a page, sometimes without a title, right? Okay.
Yeah, I tend to mix and match.
Hmm.
That's just my style though.
But I think that's really fun that, this that like the kits allow for that, right? Like the kits aren't like confining you away from that in any way. Like by having the kit, that's very doable. Do I want that? Do I want, yeah, a little bit more than four. Hmm. I think
I want to see if I can find some stamps as well.
okay. I was thinking making this into a banner, but I'm actually having a different idea. I might want to scallop this. I think it'd be so cute with scallops. Get Kathy says, I get them, but I will enjoy having another kit to play with. And I
Ooh,
love
having
their
two of every.
kits. Scrapping on the farm kit right now, and I often pull from the others as well. Oh, yay! It's like somebody that knows what she's getting.
Yeah.
He's like, I get the kits because they're awesome. Yeah. And like there's fewer and fewer kit clubs kind of out there, and some of the companies have kind of built their own. Like I'm pretty sure Echo Park slash Cartabella has um their own kit club. But I think that I want to, yeah, I think about I think the fact that there's fewer kit clubs out there for us to take advantage of, just says like, when we get the opportunity to support a small local business like this, like this is it's a small show run like in a big way, right? Just like the amount of work that they're putting into it is impressive, and just the thought and detail that goes into it. Yeah.
Hmm.
So Erica says she went and took the quiz, the Clutterbug quiz. She says, I'm a bee and it's totally me. So
Woot
Erica,
woot, fellow bee.
definitely you'll want to go to the blog and check out Allison's posts because she's a bee. And so like some of her realizations would probably be translatable for you.
Yeah.
Oh, look how cute that is. Yeah, yeah. I need a scallop punch that makes bigger scallops. That's what I need. That's what I keep wanting a bigger one. It seems like punches are kind of like gone by the wayside. That's like passe, but I don't know. Like I've never stopped loving some of my punches. I think one of
Oh,
my best investments ever was actually I have some really big circle punches, like really big ones. One's like 3.5-inch circle.
oh
They're
wow.
amazing. They're amazing. I love my giant circle punches because you can cut like a whole picture like into a circle. And some people are like, why would you do that? That seems like very retro. I have used that circle punch thing so many times, and just having like square, 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 and then this little piece of circle that you bring into it. Sometimes it's pattern paper, sometimes it's cardstock. Like, oh, just love it. So, I don't know.
Well, if anyone else has punches out there that they don't know what to do with, Chamel has a punch class going on right now.
Ah, there you go. I was not even promoting it, but like now you know. I didn't know. Everything old becomes new again, right? Erica's decorative scissors are back at Michael's.
Oh my goodness.
It's probably the same stock from like 25 years ago. The plastic will be old and kind of brittle. They're like, we didn't sell them then, but we knew they'd be back.
So I was watching Chamel's live on, well, I always watch her on replay. I think it was Monday's live. And it was Mondays, she's doing these starting point layouts, and her layout was very, very similar to the go-to designs that we were doing in scrap school. Had like 3 horizontal bars of paper, and then it's like, oh my gosh, I recognize that design.
Like, that's right. That does work good. Okay. I'm gonna have these on here. I'd like to do something at the bottom. wonder if I could, how would I do that?
Oh, I might have the perfect stamp set for being a bee.
Oh, I think this would reach in far enough. Ugh, am I gonna wreck this? Maybe I'll test it on another piece of paper. Alice is getting creative in her mind, but thinks that this might fail. So,
What is it you're trying to do?
well, I'm trying to think like if I could scallop in and make a little scallop border at the bottom, I'd like to do that. But I don't know if my punch will let me. So I'm just gonna make a little scrap piece, like grab a scrap sheet of cardstock or whatever that's here on my desk. And
That
they'll,
might be something that you could do with your decorative scissors.
right. I know. I don't think I have ones that are this scallopy though. Looks almost the right width. Oh, it's not quite. It's a little bit narrower. Whatever. This one will be fine. Okay.
All right, let's start sticking things. I need a title. I am not normally so indecisive, you guys. Ooh,
Decorative. Yeah. All the old things becoming new. It's like, it's hilarious sometimes when you see the stuff that comes back. You're like, did we even like this the first time? I don't know about this. Yeah, it's not gonna work. But what if I fold it a little? I think then I could get it to work. Right? Might have to have a little crease in it.
oh my gosh, I just noticed on the sticker sheet, there's one that says, "Don't talk to me, I'm journaling."
There's a reason I don't do my journaling live on camera. Right? Okay, let me see if I do have scissors. So that would make it easier. I'm overthinking this.
Hmm.
They're not quite the same, but they're a little smaller. I think, oh, they're quite a bit smaller. That's gonna bug the heck out of me. No, I don't like it. Okay, keep trying, Alice. Keep trying. You're almost there. I've almost figured it out. There's a way. I have the will.
Digging into my Calvin ball iris bin that I haven't put away yet. Oh, they're not quite the same. Does this layout need a hedgehog stamp, anyone?
Right. Okay. So I think that's like gonna work, right? I just have to be careful with lining it up. I think that's not too bad. I think it'll be cute. So I'm folding it in half. There will be a crease. And then I'm cutting my angle. Grabbing my, and I'm not cutting like all the way in. I'm just kind of cutting just the tips. Okay, little corners could have been a little better, but overall, considering what I was trying to achieve, I think it turned out pretty good. I'll hold it up for you guys. Okay. There,
Oh, that
not
looks
bad,
perfect.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that looks great.
All I see are the parts that aren't perfect, but thank you. I'm like, I have this idea. Is this possible? And I didn't crease it too much, so it doesn't have too much of a crease. And I'll play with these pieces and fold them up a little bit, so it'll work good. Awesome. Okay, let's stick some things down.
So now I have the right color and I don't have the letters I need. That won't work.
So, what's been the best part about having your daughter back from school?
Well, so far, not a ton because she was ill and had to spend some time at the emergency room with her and doctor's office.
Oh, all the fun things.
Right?
You get to play mom,
I do.
but you still have one at home, so it's not like you were missing that.
But she's feeling much better. So I think the good part will start happening. Like the good parts where she bakes for us. And
Oh, see, because
did
I
make
need to.
dinner. She did make dinner one night, which is always appreciated. Because anytime I don't have to make dinner, that's a win.
Good thing.
Do I have the letters I need on this?
Joe actually made dinner at our house the other night, and like, not all of it worked out well, but most of it did.
Mhm.
I was like, and I didn't have to do it, so I'm in. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Our little laughing photos, my little accenty photo, and something
Oh,
little.
she's doing much better. Yeah, she just had this. Well, I won't tell you where it was, but it was a cyst and it got infected and was very painful. And even though she is technically an adult, and in fact, on Wednesday, she officially becomes an official adult because she turns 19. Actually, no, that's Tuesday. Um, she has trouble adulting, is we'll just put it that way. So, making doctor's appointments, taking the medicine that the doctor prescribed, all that kind of stuff. So I had to have a little talk with her about now you need to adult. You're an adult. You need to adult. I don't think she appreciated it, but
Sometimes that's like, I literally said the other day, sometimes our parents' work is not done. I said something to my kids because I was just like, no, I don't think that's appropriate. And I'm like, I don't think that my job is over just because they turned a certain age. Like, I will always be their parent and I will always like be a guide. I think as they grow older, you're just guiding them in different ways, right? So it's more about like what they need in that time.
Oh, I totally agree. That was part of my conversation with her. It was, like, I'm your parent. I will always be your parent and I will always take care of you. However, you need to learn to advocate for yourself
Yeah.
and you need to learn to do the things that for yourself that will make you feel better and, you know,
Right.
help you spread your wings a little more, all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Because I can't force you to take the big giant antibiotic pill.
You wouldn't want me to.
Right?
But maybe I could. Maybe I still could.
Okay, why do we keep alphabet sheets that have no alphabets on them?
Okay, so do you want to know what I do with those? I sit down with because I can't. It's so hard letting go of them. And I do not like mix and match letters. Like that's just I'm never gonna like that. That's just not my thing. Okay. So I'm not gonna do that. So I don't save them for that. But what I do is I sit down with a crossword word finder and type in the letters. So like especially the vowels, kind of start with what you have for vowels. And then some of the common letters, think like Wheel of Fortune days, right? If you got any of those letters, start with those. RSTLNE. And then add your like extra letters. If you have duplicates of letters like F's or P's, like letters that get commonly duplicated, make sure you enter them twice. And and then just see what what comes up. If it's a word that you like, I put the word together like on a little almost like wax paper strip or a piece of the like the backing kind of stuff, make the word, and then you have that word and you can add it to your random bit stash. So that's what I do.
That's good advice.
Is that extra work? Sure, but like I think the fun of trying to come up with it's like a puzzle. I love puzzles. So like not actual like jigsaw puzzles. That's like less fun for me, but like logic puzzles. So this feels like a logic puzzle. Finding the word that the sheet could make that I would want as a title and then seeing what it can come up with. So that's my suggestion. That's what I like to do. I have several words that are like that, and it's like, oh, yes, that's a great one. Kathy says you will those times. Oh, when you will, it's those times when they're out on their own. Mine are 38 and 40, and they still act for advice, but it's so different, right? Right. Deborah says, I just destashed all of the ones that don't have A's. Right? It's knowing it. And Deborah says, it doesn't ever end. I'm 61, married 25 years. My mom is 82. She still tells me what I should do. And the thing is, as the person you are now, you know that you have the option to like take it or leave it.
Okay, we're just gonna rough those in.
What is okay, so we need to have like a doily that's not quite so white. Mhm.
See, this particular daughter has always resisted advice. Um, we call it page rules. She has her own rules for living. And we just, we are unable to put the amount of influence on her that we feel um, she might need.
and I think when you know, like, those things about your kid, then it just makes it so, um, you help find them a way to adapt, right? Like, my brother was talking to me yesterday, and his son, who is also an adult, had opened up a online gambling account. My my brother was like, "Oh my god, that's the last thing he needs." And I said, "Well, I think that coming at this straight on with him is going to just be a battle, right? It's gonna be a clash, right? Sometimes you just deal. But like that's gonna be a battle. That's gonna be a clash. He's gonna resent every little bit of that." But I said, like, maybe what you need to talk to him about is some other like scam that's going on online right now, like, right, maybe one of the email scams, like the fake receipts, right? Like, people get fake receipts and it's like, oh, this is your receipt for this thing that you just paid for from Amazon or whatever company they do. It's all random, and you know that you didn't spend that money and you see the receipt and it's like, I got billed for something I didn't buy, right? And I'm like, oh my god, what did I buy now? What's more like it? But um but I said, like, if you talk to him about like the fake receipt thing, not only will you educate him on that, you can be like, oh, you know, that's almost as bad as, like, like putting that money into like online gambling, or like lump it in with some other things, so it's not like you're hitting that that nail right on the head, but you're kind of coming at it and teaching him some other stuff, like sharing that life lesson. And when it comes down to it, like, if he decides to blow all his money on that, that's his choice. But in the same conversation, like, remind him about the things that he is saving money for, because he's trying to put together money so he can get his own place, so that he's less under his dad's thumb. So, like, I don't know.
Right?
I don't know. It's tough because, you know, all kids respond a little different to stuff, right? And it's trying to figure out what is the best approach for this child.
Yes, that is the the key. Each child very different. What am I looking for? I need paper. I need paper.
Yeah. Right. So I'll have to get the update later and find out, like, what he chose to do. But uh,
Whatever he chose to do, it's probably not what you would have picked, right?
well, I think that's why he called, right? Just because he's like, oh, he's just so frustrated and angry, and he doesn't want to have another blow up. So I reminded him of that too. It's like, well, you don't want to have another blow up. That's why you called. You're looking for another option. And, like, you know that the way you would normally attack this, it's going to be a battle. You know this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, you know, part of him being an adult is, realizing that he's gonna make dumb decisions, but no. Yeah. The fact that he's old enough to go to a bar and spend money on VLTs, he's old enough to go to a casino, spend money on the machines, and, like, this is 18 in Alberta here, guys. Like, there's no level of older and wiser yet. But yeah, it's also, you have to sometimes let kids make their own mistakes, or young adults. That doesn't mean you
Right.
can't advise them first. Okay, so I've lightly given this a little bit of speckled egg distress oxide, just a little to make it not so white. Okay, this is with my fingers too. So I was of the mind that I did not need little swatches, worked without them for years, never had them, but at the time when I was working without swatches, I always had a really good idea of the colors that I had in my collection because I was working with Close to My Heart, or previous to that, I was always working with Stampin' Up stuff, right? I was a really good customer. So I had all of them. I was a
They're
very good
always our best
customer.
customers.
And then I was a Close to My Heart person and I became the consultant. So I was a very good customer for my own stuff, which does not make a very good business. Just putting that out there. Um, but anyways, once I started branching into other things, I didn't know the colors as well. And so I did put together these little swatches. I finally broke down and did it. Jennifer McGuire has a printable that you can print out and then do your swatches. It has all the names of the colors from the different companies. You just download which company you need and you get the little swatches. So it's highly organized and um, really cool. So I did that and I finally made the swatches and I can't tell you how much I use it. So I have been converted to a swatch person because I'm like, what would I ever use that for? Pull them out all the time. Anytime I need an ink, it's like, oh, what's going to be the best one? And so I've arranged them a little interesting because I have a couple of different collections. I have some Concord and Ninth ink because I really like theirs. And so all of theirs are done with little heart stamps. And then I have some Distress Oxide, and all of these are done with little arrows. I just pick a stamp that had like a solid surface, right? But all of theirs are done, and of course, kind of rainbow-ish arranged, right? Um, then I have my round dots. Those ones are Gina K inks that I have. And it lets me know immediately which collection they're from because I can see. I don't have to like read to find out which one it is. The shape of it tells me. But also I can compare them easily because I've got like all of the certain colors together. So like here's my pink reds kind of, and I can kind of compare to see which one is the best one that I need. And it has been super helpful and I use it all the time. So Heather says mine are on rings. I don't I considered binding them together. I considered having them in a book, but they're just not as accessible and I don't like them like that. So I keep them all super organized. They always go back into organization, but they yeah, I really like it. So sometimes you're wrong about stuff, or at least I was.
Well, since we're sharing, this is my swatch binder, distress head binder for my oxides. So I inked up paper to put behind, and then the heads are just on little Velcro tabs,
Yeah.
and then I can flip through and see which one I need and grab the head. So that way I have like a head for every color. I also have them on rings. I think I did this when I had the store, and then I had that hanging with all our oxides so that people could see the colors.
Right.
But yeah, I love swatches.
No, I had literally no use for that. I'm like, that's just a waste of time. That was totally where I was at with that. I'm like, I already know the colors. Why does it matter? And that totally worked until I wasn't just working with those collections anymore and I'm mixing and matching more stuff and more things are in there and I have different inks. Like, yeah. So I appreciate that much more now, and I love that she makes those little printables where everybody can just go to her site. I had to kind of search around to find them, I will say. Like, maybe she's like updated it and put them in an easier place, but I found them on her site, and I I really like that she makes those accessible for people to to use once she's done all that work of making them. It was Jennifer McGuire Inc. I think, like, if you just typed Jennifer McGuire, but I can probably find that. Just looking for a window that's actually a window on my desktop. There we go. Yeah, Jennifer McGuire Inc. I'm just grabbing a link, and I don't know exactly where on her site is the chart, but I was able to find them, so not really sure. Oh, is there a search on her site for a swatch? Ink swatch book updated. So I went into the search bar of her thing and it has the swatch book updated downloads. Here we go. I'll share copy that. That should be the one. Okay. So she does update them from time to time. Whether this is the most recent, I don't know. But if it's not, I'm sorry, have a look on her thing. But she has updated before, but she does create them. She does put them out, and it was really helpful because it had all colors. Like, did I end up printing off extra ones that I didn't have in my collection? Sure, but rather than try to create them all myself, like I was willing to make that sacrifice. And like I only printed like the ones that I had the collection for. So each one, like each company was kind of separate. So still easy. I don't know if I got enough color on there. I think I want some more actually, looking at this. I was being delicate and now it's just a little too delicate. Oh, your page is looking almost like done-ish, like you're filling it right up.
Oh,
I'm
it's a
still
slow
fiddling with the
process.
goalie.
I love the look of these pages, but it's a slow process.
I have noticed that you tend to finish your pages a little faster than I do.
I don't think that that is going to happen today. I'm just going to put that out there. Need to go big. Go big. Big first.
Um, do you have like are the things you're sticking down like already stuck like stickers? Because like something that can help is if you lay like a piece of like wax paper or something like that over top so that you can like literally peel up the things and move them around and lay them out first on your wax paper and
Hmm.
then just
That would
like
be very, that would have
scrub.
been smart.
Well, it's still doable. Like you
And
just
now
lay
these
it
are
over
stuck down.
what you have there. Just lay it over what you have there, right? Like
I'm more of a, fly by the seat of my pants, just stick it down and go kind of gal.
there's a lot of people that relate with that.
I got to figure out where my journaling's going to go, though, is the problem.
Oh, that's way better. Okay, okay. I'm glad I recolored that. I'm just like, it's looking a little pasty. Okay, now
That
let's
is
stick.
not big enough.
So question. So like that was like one of my ways of thinking about like swatches. Can you think of anything where you were you kind of totally thought one way and then something came along and you're like, "Oh, okay, I changed my mind." Especially if it's scrapbooking related, but like doesn't have to be.
Well, I mean, I wrote a blog post about it, about my paper storage, and um, I really tried to organize my papers by collection, like in designer manufacturer,
Mhm.
um, thinking that that would, I don't know what I was thinking, but it didn't work. I don't know the collections well enough, and I don't think, oh, this designer has a red and white check that I need for this layout. My brain says I would like a red and white check, so I need to go to my red section or my plaid section. I have both. So now it's organized by color and pattern. Like the multicolored ones are organized by sort of patterns.
Yeah. So did it feel like tough, like breaking collections apart? Or do you, when you're working on stuff, you're so focused on like what that red plaid is versus like, I want a collection that kind of like is ready to go and kind of done? Or because you're pulling from so many different things all the time, you're kind of curating your own collection from the different things?
Yeah, I don't really worry about the collections themselves. I tend to pull them apart, use bits and pieces from various collections. So that has never really bothered me.
Okay. So when you started that, did it feel overwhelming trying to think of the different categories that you're going to create? Or like how did you kind of sort them into the categories that you wanted as you were starting the process and creating? Because you kind of don't necessarily know all the categories when you're first breaking up these packs of stuff. So how did you approach that?
I took a look at each paper and I decided which side of the paper, because, most papers are double-sided. So which side of the paper would I be most likely to use? Um, I tend to I tend to like smaller patterns, although I love a stripe. And I love a floral, but I have a whole section on florals now. So yeah, so I would look at the paper and decide which side I would be most likely to use. And then if it was a paper like this, that would go in my pink section.
Okay.
Um, if it had a multicolor, so if it was like a stripe like this, I put it aside into my multicolor section. And then I went through that section and I divided it by motif. So I had one for stripes, one for flowers, one for like polka dots and round motifs, one for like geometrics. So anything with hexagons and triangles and, that sort of thing. And that's kind of how I did it. And then I think I have one for wood grain.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm very curious because I have multiple ways of organizing supplies in my scrapbook room. And I know this isn't necessarily about scrapbooking, but I'm thinking about things here. My brain is processing what's next. So when I started organizing, obviously I have my cardstock and it's organized just by color. So, and that was actually a big challenge for me because I started having cardstock that wasn't just from that one company that I had, like from close to my heart. So then I actually started mixing my reds on the same shelf. It was a big deal because they were all separated by each different color. But it took so many shelves. And so now I have like a shelf for red, or actually I might have two shelves for red. Some of the colors had I had like more stock because there's just more variety in the colors. So like blue, I might even have three for blue. Like there's a lot of blues. But but yeah, I moved them into like the different color families, and then that was okay. So that was like a big change in the way I was thinking about that. Like, but then it gave me more space to do other things. So I do have a section that's somewhat like what you are saying. Like, I separated out some black and white papers because sometimes I just love that contrasty black and white. I've got a spot for wood grains. I've got a spot for, I don't know, like animal prints or something like that. Like kind of pattern based, like what's on this, or thematic, right? I have a spot for swimming paper. It's a big part of our life. Some travel paper in another section. And but then I still have a whole bunch of stuff that is like in collections because I know them more, but only the ones that I know more. And like I specifically think, oh, I totally want that Vicky Burton paper for this. And so, and I tend to use multiple pages from a collection at a time. So I find that taking a more full collection and splitting it up doesn't work as well, but leftovers of a collection, sticking those just into with other stuff is okay. So it's kind of interesting focusing on all of that, right? And I've got another section that's all just very themed, like one for each of the seasons. And so it's like spring this and uh, fall that and whatever, winter and summer, like the really thematic collections I put into those, and like a section for Halloween and a section for Easter and holidays. Of course, Christmas is a giant thing all of its own, so all of that just goes in a separate container, which
I
like
do have Christmas separated out. I think I have two iris bins with Christmas. One is all papers and one is embellishments and whatnot. Um, what was the other thing I was going to comment on your comment? I have a black and white section.
Mhm.
I don't tend to do animal prints. Oh, and I don't tend to think seasonally like that.
Okay.
So I don't have a spring section. If I'm scrapbooking about a spring story, then I think colors. Um, so I would go to my pink section, or I would go to the flowers section, and that would sort of be my jumping off point.
Okay.
And I don't. I used to have like Easter stuff and um, Halloween and St. Patrick's Day and all the fall things, but I find I don't tell those stories as much, I guess.
Yep.
So I just kind of got rid of a lot of that. I think I got rid of like all my Halloween stuff.
Well, and I think that realizing that that's not how you scrapbook is an important part of our process, right? Like, and that's part of like when it comes to like this decluttering kind of, or just stashing or optimizing. Like, if you're the kind of person, I hate the word purge, so I don't say that very much, right? I just think gross. So decluttering, destashing, but like really it's about optimizing my time spent in my space and my interactions in the space that I have. I want it to be convenient for me, right? Donna says,
Mhm.
I just have too much stuff. I think many of us can relate to that, Donna. But I think also um it's like my goal is not necessarily I'm not going to become a minimalist, but in any part of my life. I can keep destashing for a long time and still not become a minimalist. But I just want my stuff to be easy to access. I don't want to have stuff that I forgot that even exists in my space. I don't want to have stuff that somehow ended up in random places because I didn't know what to do with it. Like, I want to have a system that has the flexibility to ebb with time, right? Like it has to have enough flexibility that it's not like this only goes here, like black and white, you know, that's the only black and white stuff that I'll ever have. If it's not black and white, then it doesn't like have a home kind of thing, right? Like, um, yeah, I want my collections to be accessible, right? And that in some ways, like because I've been scrapbooking so long, like I never let go of things that like very little when you come to it, right? There was a lot of in and things came into this room, but like stuff generally isn't leaving. Like even with the scrapbooks, like they're just filling up and I'm getting more books. So stuff rarely leaves the room. But I think that as I go, I'm discovering that a little more of that would be beneficial for me, right? Having stuff that's easily accessible means maybe I just need to have a little less stuff. So what am I not going to use? So when I start looking at collections that are older, if it's like an older collection that I don't look at it and instantly go, "Ooh, like, okay, well, why not?" So, like, what are the themes about things that I'm not liking anymore? Well, you guys know, like, my relationship with cream papers. It's like, eh, I just don't love the ones with the cream backgrounds. Well, it just makes them easier to let go of now. It's like somebody else might love this. Like, let's figure out like a way to move this out of my space and out of my stuff. Because when I'm looking through it and I see that paper, I go skip past it every time, right? It's like, nah, not that, not that. And so I'm like scrolling through my little papers and not picking it. Well, after a while, it's like, why don't I pick this? I just don't like it. So why do I keep looking through it? I'm not saving money by looking at it again, right? Like, I'm not making it more valuable by keeping it here. It's not gaining any kind of value and it's getting in my way. So it's like the hard things to learn sometimes, right?
Hmm.
So we got comments here. I just wanted to have a look. Erica says albums. I used to be tried and true creative memories and I went away from them to do top loading pages. But now they have true 12 by 12 top loading pages. So I am back to creative memories because they just really are my favorite album type to sit down and look at. And scrapbooking in chronological order. I now scrap what excites me at the time. When I load them in albums, I tend to add them in chronological order, but really looking at them out of order is more fun and exciting because who actually enjoys 40 pages of an unmoving baby? See,
Very
those
good
are
point.
the things that like she's changed her mindset on over the years. Those are really good examples, like super good examples. I like it. Um, And Donna says, I need someone to help me redo my room, but I can scrap or organize. I got rid of a ton of stuff in 2020. And I think like that is like definitely a thing that works really good is when you have somebody in your space. Like it's fine to say I'm keeping this forever. Like you're allowed to keep every single thing, but when you have a person that's like, "Oh, that's really old." Are you actually going to use that? And you see their face and their kind of like nose kind of wrinkles and you're looking at it and like you either have that protectionist, I love this, of course I'm going to use it, or you're like, you know what, you're right, that is kind of ugly. Like, and I think that having somebody to play off of, having somebody beside you as you do that kind of stuff can be super helpful. Okay. I need to stick this thing down, but I want it to go right there. Please go back to exactly where I just had it.
So, Erica, I have a question for you. With your scrapbooking, what is interesting you and what's fun at the moment? Um, are you putting them into albums right away, or are you like me and you have literally boxes of layouts waiting to go into albums because you just felt like scrapbooking that story that day, and you have no idea if you even have albums for them? And the thought of going through all those layouts, as well as all the albums that I already have, and figuring out what goes where is, well, daunting doesn't even begin to cover it. Let's put it that way. Anyone else? because wow, that's a big job.
She says, both. I'm terrible at embellishing, so I have 6 iris containers of unfinished pages. That's actually like very reasonable amount, in my opinion. 'Cause I'm the stack girl. So it's like, oh, there's the stack of pages. Oh, and the other stack of pages. Oh, and these are the unfinished ones. That's
Yeah,
also like a stack of pages. So,
I do tend to do that too.
but like, I didn't actually have um, I didn't have all of the unfinished ones in a single place before, but now that I have them in a single place, like, I look at them and I'm like, "Dang, that was a lot of time that I spent creating stuff that got almost to the finish line, but not quite." And, like, I have picked a couple of them out and said, good enough, stick it in the layout." I like, stick it in the book, like, make it done, just call it done, right? But I still would like to add something to some of these pages, or they have stuff that's not stuck down and literally it's like every time you move the pile, you're like, "Oh, oops, that stuff's trying to get away." But, um, but I think, like, part of that, like, for me, like, um it comes down to what is your like, how are you arranging your albums, right? Like, so what is your um what is your goal for when you're looking at your albums? Do you want to see things only from that one year? Are you wanting to arrange things more by theme? Um are you more library of memories like Stacy Julian? I think when you're thinking about like that stack or boxes or whatever the 6 iris cases, it comes down to like what is the experience you want your album to have for you? And so as I've been like working on getting some of that stuff into albums, I kind of think about like how am I going to enjoy this album? Like what's it going to be? What is this album experience going to be? And so one of the albums I ended up creating um, is called My Childhood. I called it My Childhood. And so I started because I had all these random photos of my childhood or like pages from my childhood. And so I actually got these little dividers here and I just broke it into years of my childhood, like by ages. So before that is like 0 to 2, 2 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 18-ish, because there's not as many pictures of those awkward teenage years. Let's be real. It's like, hey, camera, run away. but um, but like looking at this, oh, Erica says, "Oh my God, I have the exact layout in my daughter's book, right? This pattern paper. It's so pretty." Um, but yeah, like having some kind of organization for me to put them into. Now, in the meantime, I've made more pages than this book would be over full, but that just means like I can make out like volumes of it, right? Like maybe I move out the 10 to 18 and it goes in a different book or whatever. But I think like the stories that I've included in here, it kind of makes me like laugh about lots of little things. You can see like I probably pulled a page out of this book because it's like, oh, I gotta show this for something. And I try to put names on them, but sometimes they don't go back where they're supposed to. But I think that's part of the flexibility of this system now that I've decided on how to approach my childhood, right? And um having that, it gave me some kind of parameters. And so then now when I'm looking at that stack of layouts, I don't have to deal with the whole stack of layouts. I can just pull out the ones that are from my childhood and I know where they go. Right? So that made that a little bit easier for me to deal with, although this book, like I said, is stuffed. Um, let's see. Uh Erica says she's working getting all 6 of her kids' school pictures in albums because they'll be home in June with their significant others, and I have to have something to show off to them. And Sue says, I think it's like tourists. You have to schedule an hour or two in your weekly schedule dedicated to putting away layouts. Set a timer, do it, stop. A little at a time gets it done, right? And exactly what I've been doing with the destashing on the house. I'm like, I don't have to do much. I'll just like do 10 minutes, like just 10 minutes. And like, how many times do I actually just do 10 minutes? Like, rarely. Usually it's like that timer goes off and like I don't hit reset, nothing. I'm just like, I'm busy doing my thing now. Like, don't stop me. Don't interrupt me with other th life things because now I'm doing this thing and I'm into this project. But it's like that getting started, and it's like, oh, it's so much that it's hard to think that like 10 minutes will make a difference. But even if I stop at 10 minutes, it makes a difference. Sue said she did the same thing. She made an album of her childhood, but it turned into two. I love it. Right? And different stories come up, and you're like, oh my gosh, I have never scrapbooked that before. That should totally be in my book. Like, make a page, right? And I think because I scrapbook, as Stacey Julian says, what bubbles to the top. Like, it's kind of like whatever piques my fancy today. Um, I think because of that, like having some kind of plan of how to deal with that in albums sure made a difference for me. Um, Kathy says, I do mine by year. I try to put them in iris cases by year, but and then when I have finished the year, I put them in albums. Other than Christmas, which are separated. I also make my grand boys' memories in year order for them to remember the times they spend with us. So I basically have three different scrapbooks going at all times. And I think like knowing that you have that plan of where things go, it makes that whole system easier. And so for me, like looking at the stacks of layouts, it's like what's in this stack? It's like stuff that I'm not sure like what to do with. And so then I started being like, okay, well, this one's similar to this one and this one's similar to this one. It's like, oh, over the years, I've made a lot of pages that's like, oh, I love my husband. Like kind of pages, right? It's like a love page. Doesn't say anything new or wild. It's like I probably don't need to keep all 40 of those, but I will. And, and that's okay. So, but like maybe I just need a spot for all of those pages. They're not like a big revelation. It's not a story about a person. It's just the story about us. Whatever. It's us just being happy together. And I'm like, that's fine. Right? But so sometimes you're gonna come across like weird categories and you think, is that even a real category? Uh, Jackie says, I'm decluttering the things from selling my parents' and in-laws' houses. So my son has challenged me to get through one box of stuff a day. That's doable, right? Like you can look at the whole mountain or you can look at a box, right? It's like I can look at the whole kitchen or I can just do this drawer. And that's the same in the scrapbook room. Like if I decided to take on my whole scrapbook room, that's an undoable project. That's not like you need it to be like a little bite-sized piece that you can do in 10 to 15 minutes that might turn into an hour. Right? Like, and if it's so I came across like stuff when it talked about like, organizing projects. And you basically have to break projects down into such tiny pieces that if it's not 10 to 15 minutes, then that's not something that goes on to like a little checklist because that's not a to-do item. Clean scrapbook room is not a to-do item. Clean out that one drawer in your scrapbook room is a to-do item. And then tomorrow it's clean the other drawer. So yeah, I don't know. It just really it helps. It moves me forward a little bit, and that's what I have to keep remembering. Like I didn't make the mess overnight, so why do I always think that it should just be cleaned up like that?
Yeah, that's definitely my philosophy for this whole decluttering process. I feel like it's not it's not necessarily like a spring clean. It's a year-long tackling things slowly, mindfully, making sure that I am putting things in homes that make sense to me and the way I scrapbook and the way I think about things and my space as well. I think we talked about just having so much stuff. Somebody said they have too much stuff, and I've always been a more kind of gal, like buy all the things, all the colors, all the papers, all the enamel dots. If you know me, you know I have to have all the enamel dots. And I'm trying to adjust my mindset and be like, okay, so what can I fit in my space, and then not exceed that, and only bring in new product if it fits in
Right.
the space I already have designated for it.
Right. It's looking at your space as a container, and when that container is full, you don't need more of that item unless you're going to go through that container and get rid of some of it, right? Like a
Exactly.
shelf becomes a container. Deborah says, I just buy more bins.
Well, that is an option.
So relatable, but then the bins have to contain. I love the container idea about like organization a lot because, yeah, like that has been my thing. You buy more bins, but then the bins don't have somewhere to go. So it comes down to the container is not just to hold, it is to contain. And so then it's like, okay, well, then this container lets me decide that's how much black and white pattern paper I can have. Once that's full, I have to go through it and decide which is the best black and white paper because I can't keep it all. And so that's been interesting. So like a shelf can basically be a container. Like the shelf only holds so many papers on that one shelf, right? And so it's been a different way of thinking about approaching my stuff. But like in the end, it's all about making it so that I'm having a streamlined experience when I sit down to create. And that's what I really want is that streamlined experience. So yeah, I love it. Wanda says I have to go. I'm like, I know we're over time. Can't help it. We got me on one of my favorite topics ever.
Yes, we definitely went over time
I
today.
I know I we got talking about like all this stuff. I'm just like so into playing with it right now. So I'm just gonna put this up here for a second. That's not the right thing. That's
That's a little old.
that's is old. That's funny that that one stayed, and for whatever reason, my current one has not. Every time, why do I have to search for this every time? That the other ones, they just stayed in there. That was like, here, this is the one I want. Okay, Canadian, eh? So this is our theme for our May load. October, my gosh. For our May load coming up. So starting May 1st, we are going to be scrapbooking a layout a day, inspired by the actors and actresses you didn't know were Canadian, eh? And it's a really fun topic, and we'll be talking about their movies, something about their lives, something about their personalities, some random tidbits and facts, because I always love the random tidbits and facts. And then we will yeah, be sharing a story prompt and a technique prompt each day of this monthly challenge. And our load creators that have signed up will be getting their prompts hopefully tonight now. I was hoping yesterday, but I got interrupted with that. So yeah, we'll be doing this as our theme, and I think it's kind of fun way. It's been on my little task list for a long time, and um yeah, some of these people I'm like, I didn't know they were Canadian. I didn't know they were a Canadian. I didn't know they were a Canadian. And then Allison found like the funniest little video yesterday, and it was literally the interviewer and his friend, like they were talking and like, did you know this person was Canadian? And yeah, so lots of fun stuff, and a lot of the people that we will be chatting about during this month. And yeah, it should lead to some really fun scrapbook pages. And you don't even have to have any maple leaves the whole month. Although I will not stop you. I will not hold you back from like sneaking little maple leaves onto your page as a hidden little sign. I made this during the Canadian A load, but don't even need to have maple leaves because it's all about telling your stories. So that's what's coming up. So if you're already
So
a scrap,
I can use these papers finally.
absolutely. We will have to find you some Canadian
That one.
stories for you to tell. I have some of that too, especially when I saw that Maple Leaf one. So funny. Um, Yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing in May. If you are a Scrap Happy member, this is already included in your membership. So technically, I was going to say May 1st, but the night before, you will receive your first prompt. And then we will have our month of Scrap. And if you're not a Scrap Happy member, the registration is now open. And because you're here today, we're going to give you a coupon for this.
Coupon
And
codes.
so you can use the coupon live 2025, live 2025, and you will be able to save a, oh, how much is the amount? I think it's like 16 bucks. 16 bucks, I think. Which
That's a deal.
yeah. Yeah. So that's the thing. It's not set up. So give me like 15 minutes after we turn this off to make sure that that coupon goes up and you will be able to jump into our load challenge. Just hop over to scraphappy.org and click on the links where you see this Canadian A graphic. Yeah, should be a really fun challenge. So that's what's going on. You have to get signed up before May 1st. So actually kind of before April 30th so that you can get into the challenge and you can play along with our month of scrapbooking. If you're not a member and you look at the price of a load, it's totally worth getting your membership. You get like 3 in a year. You get access to much more than that, plus the mini load. You could come to our reunion that we're having in Portland with our girls gone weird, inspired by the Portland, keep Portland weird. So yeah, lots of fun stuff going on right now within our membership. And yeah, we would love to have you as part of it. I'm trying to see if I have that stuff. It's so weird. I don't know why some of this disappears. Okay. But this has been super fun. Let me go back to my other camera for a second. Um, I'm pretty excited. This page is not done, but like it has a good base. It's beautiful. I love it. I managed to pull off that little scallop banner thing at the bottom, which was kind of a miracle.
It looks
Beth
pretty.
Beth says, I love your layouts, A and A. Allison, Allison. Yeah, and your stuff with your sticker, like the sticker jumble, would you call it like a jumble? A sticker jumble down the side? So good.
Yeah, I
So
don't
good.
know.
And you didn't
It
even
still
just
needs enamel dots,
well, that's how you'll know you'll be finished.
right? Journaling, enamel dots, done.
Right? That's how you know that you'll be finished. That's perfect. So I just want to quick let you know next month we have our Scrapbook Live coming up on, hold
May
on,
3rd.
I need the calendar. May, oh, this is the wrong book. That's funny. I
It's
was
May
referring to
3rd.
something in my old book the other day. It was sitting here on my desk. Yes, May the 3rd. And May the 3rd happens to also be International Scrapbook Day. So you can join us for our load challenge. But we also have some fun things going on behind the scenes that we're going to be running within our Scrap Happy community. And I can't wait for some of that. Allison sent me the message, and I'm like, oh, that looks really fun. So yes,
Yeah.
there has been a little bit of behind the scenes planning happening. So join us for our International Scrapbooking Day Scrapbook Live. That will be at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern Time on May the 3rd. If you're not on the email list, come and join us on the, is this the right one? Uh,
Yep.
yeah, subscribe. There we go. Perfect. Scraphappy.org/subscribe. That's where you can get on the email list. If you're here today, you're probably already on the email list or a Scrap Happy member. But if you're watching this on the replay, then maybe then you need to go and get signed up. And we will be able to, oh gosh, I'm good at this. Um, and then we will be able to hang out next month for that. And we will have hourly challenges, some prizes, some hangout time together. So it looks like it's going to be a really fun day and a great way to kick off our International Scrapbooking Day. Like we need a special day for scrapbooking, but we get one,
Great.
so we'll take it.
Any excuse to just tell my husband, I'm sorry, I have to scrapbook all day today. It's a national holiday.
A national holiday. You all know that. So book that day and it's like I'm having fun. Right? Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Allison, your page looks great. I'm gonna switch to your other one. So that we can say goodbye together. Uh oh, there we go. There we go. So now we can say goodbye from Allison. Allison. Until next time, happy scrapping. Scrap Happy members, we still have stuff coming up this month. So watch for our scrap school on the 23rd with Sarah. You saw like the fun stuff, like her stickers class that was all in a class that she had done for us like in 2021. If you need to find that in our membership, go type in the word stickers and it should come up scrap school from like the 2021. She's actually done two about stickers. One is all about clear stickers actually, and then we have our scrap happy together on the 25th and happy hour on the 29th. So lots more stuff coming up within our membership and lots of fun, and Easter next week, so lots of I'll be sure to share some baby chickies when they hatch.
Yes.
I'll be like, look, they're so cute. Yeah. And
Well, thanks
congrats
for
to our
hanging
winner
out with
today,
everyone.
Cassie. Yeah, so thanks, International Scrapbooking Day. Great time chatting with you. See you next time. Have a great weekend. Thanks for all that you do. We're so happy to be here with you. So, yes, enjoy your day. Have the best day. Happy scrapping. Bye.
Bye, everyone.